Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and today is an exciting day for me. Today, ABBATH announced a new album. I think it's coming out in March with their new single, Dream Cull. Now, if you don't understand my excitement, Immortal is one of my favorite black metal bands of all time, and I absolutely love their kind of thrash black metal sound that they've created, and how ABBATH himself never took himself very seriously. And now he has his solo project after the problems they have with Immortal. He created ABBATH after his name, after his stage name. And he's released a couple albums which have been really solid black metal albums. So I'm super excited to check it out. It's a short song, so I'm going to assume it's going to be really fast. He likes his fast songs. Let's see what it's all about. I'm excited for this one. I like all their projects. Demonaz, Immortal, I like ABBATH, all of them. Obviously knowing that Immortal and Demonaz, it was more Demonaz's kind of work. With that being said, come on, let's get into it. Let's see what we got. Guys, if you enjoy these kinds of reactions, make sure to subscribe down below for more. Come on. Got volume? We got volume? He's looking mighty chunky in that outfit now. He's always had a kind of a stomach, but I'm just kind of getting a little goosebumps. I love his Kingdom Hearts Keyblade that he has going on here. And of course, for me, it's a callback to one of their first music videos, which straight up looks like they're running around in the forest trying to reenact Lord of the Rings. But if you ever seen ABBATH live, he does not take himself seriously at all. He has fun. He does a little crab walk everybody always makes fun of him for. But the sound of it is already reminding me of the last Immortal album with ABBATH. Oh my god, what was it called? It had the kind of Odin with the two ravens on each side on the cover. I'm sure I'll remember it maybe by the end. Yeah, it's a classic Immortal sounding, ABBATH sounding song. I think this is the first two albums of ABBATH when he released them. I really liked those albums, but I had to admit to myself that they were different from Immortal because of obviously the culmination of the multiple artists that kind of sat down to create those albums. But this already sounds like a very, almost at the heart of winter, Sons of Northern Darkness kind of a sound from Immortal. And it sounds on the surface very simple. At first, if you think about it, it's a pretty kind of like simple rhythm, right? But if you really listen, what I've always loved about ABBATH, he might not be the most skilled guitarist in the world. The kind of rhythms he can create in the background and kind of layer it with different things going on for black metal genre especially, it sounds really good. And with this crisp production, I'm excited. I'm all in for it. And it's kind of an interesting side-by-side comparison. When I did the Dark Funeral reaction to their new single, it's also a simple song and it has its own layering. But for some reason, for me, it has a sound of new in it, but it also has the sound of old school. It's a perfect blend of the two, where I felt like Dark Funeral leaned a little bit too much into the old school. And I love those kind of chugging riffs in the background. That thrashy feel never leaves the side of Immortal. I wish they kept that guitarist from Enslaved, the one he introduced in Demonaz and I project, because he would really introduce solos and melody into this sound of Immortal, which I thought made it sound absolutely fantastic. Whereas here, it's more of the old school sound. I don't know if the solo is going to kick in, and I don't know. I actually have to check if the guitarist is in the band. I believe he was at some point. But to a lot of people, especially who are not into more hardcore, old school black metal, I think this might sound a little simplistic and like nothing new. But I think if you've heard enough black metal bands, you'll start hearing the inspirations of new and old. First of all, really good production, the classic sound. It's not the best single, to be honest. To me, even like 2:15 minutes into it, it's not the best single they could have released, and that's almost always the case with most bands. The singles they release are not as good as some of the songs on the album. Perhaps it's on purpose. Perhaps the studio picked it and it, wasn't the best one to show to people. I think in general, somebody pointed out in the comments, it's very hard to introduce people to a new album, to a new band, especially one that might not be as accessible, and get everybody to enjoy and like it. So I guess that's why they released multiple singles. And at the same time, that's why you should just give it a shot and listen to the album. That's what I mean. He doesn't take himself seriously. And I gotta rewind it because the solo, and obviously I was wrong about the solo. It looks like the guitarist from Enslaved is still in there, or at the very least they have another guitarist. Oh my god. I'm so happy. I can't tell you guys how happy I am to hear new music from ABBATH. And starting everything I said I hoped it was, like saying that it has the melody and the solos, that it sounds like that it sounds like Demonaz and these albums. I actually think with Immortal, as they've progressed, I've really enjoyed what they did with the music and introduced the melody into the music. I thought that was a great choice on their part, and perhaps that was the reason for their split, because from what I believe, ABBATH has always been inspired by classic rock in his black metal, so much so the song, was it the Titans song from Sons of Northern Darkness, it was inspired by Kashmir. I'm trying to remember the name of the full song. Oh my god. It's been a while since I've listened to full Immortal albums, because there's just so much stuff going on, but they're always at the top of my list. They have never left there. I want to finish off this song, but I'm so happy the direction that they're taking it in, that it sounds very much like the albums I've mentioned, as well as the I project, Between the Two Worlds. I cannot wait for this. Like I said, even though it might not be my favorite song on the album, it might not be the perfect single, I know where this is going as a fan, and I'm so happy. I know I interrupted the solo because of my pause. The music video is kind of goofy and silly, but I like where the music is going. I always liked his energy. I actually like the music video. It's simple, kind of to the point, and it doesn't wow you or anything like that. I'm going to be looking forward to more songs from this particular album, and at the same time, looking forward to... I mean, it's too bad I can't interview ABBATH. It was a clear kind of indication when I found out about the single that he doesn't want to do any interviews, perhaps virtual. He doesn't want to do it. But maybe one day I'll get to interview him. I've seen him once live, so I'm really excited to see them live if they go back to US for another tour, which, with black metal, Norwegian black metal, old school bands, it tends to be difficult to get them across here. So I'll be looking out for those concerts, see if it happens. And this is just in the next video that I had in my watch later. Bob Saget passing away, so RIP Bob Saget. I know it's a complete different segue, but I think it's a legend that's worth mentioning. And guys, make sure you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, keep it metal, and let me know what you think of the song. I'm almost sure most people who are not into Immortal or ABBATH are not going to respond as positively as I did, but it's just such a band that's close to my heart. I am biased towards it. Take care, guys.